One of the most important and common concepts in superhero lore is the secret identity. The idea that these heroes cannot fight for justice as regular people and must instead don disguises is an interesting one and still prevails in many of other superhero films today. It also becomes a regular story point in many of those films. Everyone wants to know who is under the mask, be they the love interest, the villain, or just the public at large. The concept of the superhero mask has led to a lot of great unmasking scenes in movies. Those moments when the hero's or villain's identity is revealed, be it on purpose or against their will, can be depicted in so many ways. It can be a romantic moment, a touching moment, a tense moment, but the best ones are always epic in some way. Here are 10 greatest unmasking scenes in superhero movies. Don't forget to like and comment, and also make sure you press subscribe button for more awesome videos. 10. Batman in Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice. Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice had a lot of massive moments, but the one that stands out as the most bizarre is Batman's post-apocalyptic dream sequence. But there were some undoubtedly memorable moments in the sequence, especially when the Batman and Superman finally come face to face. After getting ambushed by Superman's thugs and some parademons, Batman and his army finds himself in some sort of cave prison. Superman then arrives and proceeds to roast Batman's men with his laser vision, before turning his attention to the Cape Crusader. He rips his famous cowl off with disgust before shoving his arm through Batman's chest. 9. Superman in Superman 2. Superman's secret identity has long been a source of comedy. The fact that investigative journalists at the Daily Planet can't recognize that one of their colleagues is Superman just because he wears glasses. So it was only a matter of time before the secret comes out in the film. In a scene not shown in theaters but restored for the Donner cut, Lois is convinced Clark is actually Superman and decides to prove it by shooting him. Clark tries to reason with her but she fires. With the charade now over, Clark takes off his glasses and confirms he is the Man of Steel. He then points out that Lois could have killed the man only for her to reveal the gun is loaded with blanks. Facepalm. 8. Deadpool in Deadpool. Most heroes wear masks to hide their true identity so they can safely fight crime. Deadpool separates himself from the pack by doing it to hide his deformed face. After being tortured by the villainous Ajax, Wade Wilson is left permanently disfigured. Seeing himself as a hideous creature at this point, Wilson can't cope with facing his old flame, Vanessa. So Wilson dons the mask and becomes Deadpool as he seeks revenge. Once he finally reunites with Vanessa at the end, she convinces him to finally remove his mask so she can see his face again. Of course, being that he's wearing a Hugh Jackman cutout underneath the mask. 7. Batman in Batman Returns. For a secret identity, Batman sure does reveal to a lot of people that he's Bruce Wayne. Especially in the films, the secret seems to be exposed quite frequently. Sometimes the villain uncovers his deepest secret, and sometimes Wayne just decides to reveal the truth himself, like in Batman Returns. After an encounter earlier in the film, Selina Kyle and Bruce realize each other's alter egos, putting them in an awkward position of being enemies and also lovers. However, Bruce can fight his feelings for Selina. Trying to convince her to shed her Catwoman persona, Batman rips off his cowl, leading to Max Schreck, Christopher Walken, to ask, "Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed like Batman?" 6. Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2. Peter Parker is a hero whose alter ego has always been a major secret. Peter keeps his identity a secret in order to protect not only himself from his many enemies, but also his loved ones. But what happens when one of Peter's closest friends unmasks Spider-Man? In Spider-Man 2, Harry Osborn is on a crusade to kill the Wall Crawler, blaming him for his father's death. After partnering with Dr. Octopus, Harry has Spidey completely at his mercy. Ready to kill his sworn enemy, Harry first decides to see who is under the mask, only to be horrified that it's his best friend, Peter Parker. 5. Black Panther in Captain America Civil War. Captain America Civil War is a movie packed with heroes, so to have a specific unmasking sent out is impressive, especially since the MCU is not particularly interested in secret identities, but the film's introduction of a new hero in the universe allowed them an awesome unmasking. When we were introduced to the Prince T'Challa, he accompanies his father outside their native Wakanda for a signing of the Sokovia Accords, where his father is killed in a bombing. Bucky is named prime suspect and the authorities quickly close in on him. However, the real threat comes when Black Panther arrives on the scene and seems to have no intention of bringing Bucky in line. After an epic chase to Budapest, the authorities finally step in. Then, Black Panther removes his helmet and reveals he is, in fact, T'Challa. 4. Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man. Sony's The Amazing Spider-Man had a lot of issues, but most people would agree that one of the strongest aspects of those films was the relationship between Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone had excellent chemistry which gave a lot of life to the film and also led to this memorable identity reveal. After a disastrous first date, Peter struggles with how to juggle his new career as a crime fighter and his relationship with Gwen. Finally, he uses his web shooter to grab Gwen and pull her in for a kiss as she freaks out about the revelation. While the romantic moment doesn't hold a candle to the iconic upside-down kiss from Raimi's Spider-Man, it is pretty sweet. It's also pretty realistic because any high school guy who is secretly Spider-Man would immediately reveal that identity in order to impress the prettiest girl in school, and the whole thing is only made better because of Stone's hilarious reaction. 3. Captain America and Captain America the Winter Soldier. Unmasking scenes are often dramatic moments, such as a hero finally revealing their identity to their love interest, or the hero coming face to face with the villain. Captain America the Winter Soldier actually has a bit of both. At the center of the movie is Steve Rogers' struggle with stopping Hydra and saving his childhood friend Bucky, who was brainwashed into becoming the Winter Soldier. The climax of this struggle comes when Rogers, wearing his classic Captain America costume, confronts his old friend. Bucky only sees his next target, and so they engage in a brutal battle which leaves both of them severely injured. Finally, Steve has enough and takes off his mask, refusing to fight his friend anymore, repeating Bucky's promise from years ago, "I'm with you until the end of the line." 2. Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2 2. Spider-Man 2 remains one of the gold standards for superhero films. It is funny, action-packed, and tells a great story of Peter Parker's attempt to juggle regular life with being a superhero. It also has one of the most memorable action sequences in recent memory, with a thrilling train fight. Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus face off in the middle of New York City, and the battle spills onto a passing train. Taking advantage of Spider-Man's heroic sensibilities, Dr. Octopus sabotages the train and leaves it hurtling to certain disaster. Spider-Man jumps in front of the train and uses his webs and considerable strength to slow down the train, losing his mask in the process. After collapsing from the heroic act, the train's passengers lay Spider-Man down, becoming some of the few people to see Spidey's real face. Once he wakes up, they give him his mask back and promise to keep his secret. 1. Iron Man in Iron Man. Iron Man is certainly a great popcorn film, but beyond that, it has become quite an influential film, especially in the genre. It gave audiences the iconic performance by Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. It kick-started an unbelievable cinematic universe, and its unmasking scene will go down as one of the most important superhero moments on film. After defeating Obadiah Stane and saving the day, Stark has to give a press conference about his connection to the mysterious Iron Man. He is given a detailed and secure alibi, but as soon as he is in front of the cameras, he delivers the iconic line, "I'm Iron Man." Never before has a hero so proudly put aside any notion of anonymity and donned his superhero mantle. And of course, it is all too appropriate for a character of Tony Stark, and the MCU carries on the concept of him as a celebrity hero. It brings another interesting level to an already fascinating hero, and as a bonus, it perfectly sets up the Black Sabbath song over the credits. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like this video, press subscribe button for more awesome videos, and for more information, follow us on Facebook and Instagram.